Let's dive right into this explainer, shall we? I want to immediately clear up a super common misconception. Minimalism, it's not about freezing in cold, empty rooms or severely restricting yourself. No way. Over the next 7 minutes or so, we're going to build a truly wholesome understanding of minimalism, seeing it as a highly practical philosophy for your everyday life.
So right out of the gate, we've got to redefine what we're talking about here. Minimalism is absolutely not the art of having almost nothing. Honestly, it's the art of keeping only what clearly serves you. Think of a well-run home, right? It's arranged so the things that actually matter are incredibly easy to find and use. That's the real goal.
And that brings us to the core anchor for our entire explainer. Minimalism is simply less noise so the signal becomes visible. It's like a radio dial. When you systematically turn down that excess static and noise in your environment, the clear signal of what actually matters to you can finally be heard. It's all about discovering that incredible clarity.
To build this wholesome understanding we're aiming for, you really just need to ask one simple question. What adds real value here, and what is literally just taking up space? And we can apply this logic across 5 interconnected areas of your life: objects, space, money, attention, and energy. Let's break these down real quick.
Okay, let's start with objects and the hidden mechanics of clutter. You know, a thing is never just a thing. The second you own it, it immediately demands space, care, and your daily decisions. Think about a crammed bookshelf. It actually becomes harder to browse and clean, right? If an item isn't actively supporting you, its invisible maintenance is secretly charging you rent in your mind.
Moving on to space. Just imagine a kitchen counter completely covered in unused gadgets. Even making a simple cup of coffee becomes super annoying. A good space works smoothly, so your hands and your mind can operate without friction. Empty space isn't wasted space. It's the functional breathing room that allows your life to actually move.
Next up is attention. Think of your attention like a lamp. It can only light up so much at any given time. If your daily schedule is too crowded, that light just keeps frantically bouncing around. All that excess pulls your focus in 10 different directions, leaving these tiny, tiring, unfinished loops that literally exhaust you, often without you even realizing it.
Now, when we look at money, we realize pretty quickly that it's never just spent, it's assigned meaning. We so often buy out of pure habit, maybe for comfort or just for image. But minimalism doesn't shame spending, not at all. It just makes it honest. It acts as a filter, asking, hey, does this actually earn its place, or is it just a performance?
Finally, let's talk about energy. Just like a phone battery getting completely drained by all those background apps you forgot to close, a complicated daily routine drains your life force, even on a totally ordinary day. Minimalism fundamentally protects your energetic capacity, so you can actually recover, breathe, and thrive.
And when we're comparing less to enough, the crucial thing to remember is that enough is entirely a judgment to fit. Think about a key. It isn't inherently good just because it's small, it's good because it perfectly opens the right lock. That means your personal version of enough must be uniquely discovered to fit your specific life stage. You can't just blindly copy someone else's.
Moving right along to Section 2, how minimalism actually works. This is the system in motion. Now we can really see the hidden enemy lurking in our routines, and that is friction. A life can look perfectly fine on the outside, but feel incredibly heavy on the inside because of dozens of tiny points of friction. A crammed drawer here, a packed schedule there. When friction rises, keeping up with good habits becomes incredibly hard.
I absolutely love the contrast here. You see, minimalism doesn't just subtract, it actually amplifies. Remove excess clothes, and you suddenly notice your actual style. Remove daily distractions, and you finally hear your own thoughts. Removing the unnecessary props makes the main performance of your life so much louder and legible.
By doing this, you systematically lower the threshold for action. Minimalism naturally shortens the distance between your intention and your movement. For example, if your closet is carefully curated, grabbing a specific shirt takes literally 2 seconds. Making that first good move feels entirely possible, instead of feeling like this massive, mentally expensive chore.
It sounds totally counterintuitive, but having less actually gives you far more control. Every single extra item multiplies your decisions and creates a massive mental load. Think of your mind like a car's dashboard. You really can't drive safely if dozens of warning lights are constantly blinking at you. Minimalism simply clears the dashboard, giving you your visibility back.
And here's where it all starts to click. It operates as a recursive feedback loop.
First, you reduce clutter, making a room easier to use. That easier room makes sticking to the right habit way more likely. Then, better habits actively reduce future clutter, which brings you even more mental clarity. Eventually, these awesome new defaults step in and effortlessly do the heavy lifting for you.
Okay, bringing us to section 3, the ultimate goal. Alignment, not emptiness.
Because the real outcome we're looking for isn't a bare, sterile room. It's alignment. It's when your space, your spending, your attention, and your energy are all finally pointing in the exact same direction. Instead of fiercely pulling against each other, they cooperate beautifully. You end up buying less because you truly have enough, and you have abundantly more energy because way fewer things are draining it.
So you now have a really concrete model to diagnose your life. Instead of just feeling a vague sense of overwhelm, you can actively look for the mismatch. If a room feels heavy, well, that's friction. If your spending is scattered, that's a mismatch. If your attention is constantly split, that's noise. Now you can clearly see exactly where your environment is fighting your true values.
I want to leave you with this final, empowering thought. Instead of just trying to get rid of stuff, ask yourself right now, what belongs in my life because it truly supports it? When you shift your focus away from seeking emptiness and toward finding what genuinely fits, you find true clarity. So what will you choose to keep so your true signal finally breaks through the noise?